Hello there, and welcome back to the We Missed the Exit show. We're going to be doing the Dutch Grand Prix review. There was no preview, it was a holiday here in the US, and I was away, no internet, but finally was able to watch the race, and so do a review. I will be away also tomorrow, so probably no preview of the next Grand Prix of Mazda, but we'll see what happens. Try to sneak it in before the race starts on Sunday. No promises. All right. So the Dutch Grand Prix was on Sunday, and before the Grand Prix started, I had to ask the question that everyone was wondering, which Mercedes driver is going to cause an accident at the Dutch Grand Prix? And correctly, you all predicted Hamilton would. First corner, he ran right into Sainz, and that is how the race started for that. Not a great race for Sainz, but yeah, let's get into that. So, your winner of the Dutch Grand Prix, Max Verstappen. Second, George Russell, and third, Leclerc. Hamilton causing a crash or running into signs on the first lap was not the only controversy in this race, but we will get to that later. Max had a great start. He wasn't the fastest off the line, but he was fast, got to the corner, and held the lead right from the beginning. Norris also had a great start, jumped up to fifth. Um, and other than Hamilton running into Sainz at the beginning in the first corner, not a whole lot of action other than that. No damage to either one, and of course, no penalty to Hamilton. That's just the way things go for Mercedes, as always. So, getting into the race, Magnussen on lap two had a crash. Caused by Magnussen had a crash on lap two. He was kind of all over. It was a little weird. Um, Seemed like he was having a little bit of trouble controlling his car, but he kept going. No issues with the crash. Didn't take him out. No damage or anything. Leclerc was catching. Sorry, late here. Leclerc was catching Max by lap seven. Um, and Sainz was struggling to keep pace, but there's also a chance that um, Sainz in third at the time was um, just there to keep distance between Leclerc and Max, and then the rest of the pack, create a little bit of space for them to do their battle. Um, but Hamilton closed in on Sainz real quick. Again, that could have been part of the plan to have Sainz just you know keep his tires nice and fresh and just hold everyone back. But who knows? The Mercedes, sorry, Mercedes may be getting faster. The FIA changing the regulations to give them an advantage definitely seems like it's paying off. Um, Alonso was making moves during the race, up to 11th by lap 12. He's been I saw a quote from him today. He says he hasn't raced this good since 2012. I think he's having a great season. Um, Interesting to see what happens next year. Aston Martin car was horrible at the beginning of the year, inconsistent now, but it'll be interesting to see if he's able to do anything with that car when he joins them next year. Lap 11, drivers start pitting. Um, Magnussen, who had again crashed on lap two, caught up to Latifi, and Latifi was swerving like crazy, driving erratically. Um, I really hope he's not back next year, but who knows? Williams probably needs the money. He's not worth it. He needs to really not be in there. I'm surprised he doesn't get docked points for his horrible driving, but not points, but um, he penalized for his horrible driving. But it's the FIA; they're not going to do anything. Lap 15, Sainz pits, and it was a long one. Someone disappeared with one of his tires. 13-second, almost a 13-second pit stop of just sitting there. He wasn't third. Um, Perez also pit at the same time, and that mistake caused Perez to come out in front of Sainz. But Ferrari also made a mistake of leaving one of their guns out in front of Perez. He ran over the tire gun, and lucky he didn't damage his car. Maybe he did. Um, he didn't have great pace the rest of the race, so who knows, maybe something did get damaged on Perez's car, but big mistake by Ferrari all around. Not sure what they were thinking or why they weren't ready. Um, Around the same time, Mick and Seb and Vettel had a great battle. Great pass by Mick to get around Vettel, but it was great to see those two going back and forth through a few turns on a lap. Um, Glad we were able to see that. We don't get to see a lot of Mick Schumacher or Seb in the races just because of the way they're positioned, but um, yeah, it was great to see that battle. Lap 18, great pit for Leclerc coming in for some fresh tires. Lap 19, Max Verstappen pits. Kind of a long one, 3 seconds. But these two pitting allowed Mercedes, who had started on the mediums, Ferrari and Red Bull started on the softs. So Mercedes on the mediums take the lead because they don't need to pit. So their Mercedes is now 1-2. Lap 37, Lewis Hamilton passes Perez. Um, and not sure what's going on Perez. He just doesn't seem to have the pace at certain points. He did put up a great battle, but he was just off. Lap 47, Tsunoda starts having um, issues with his car and um, parks the car on the side of the road and then goes slowly and um, then caused a virtual safety car. It's a really weird situation. Lap 49, due to the Sonoda virtual safety car, Max Verstappen pits, Lewis Hamilton pits, and Russell pits. Lap 50, the virtual safety car goes off. Then we have the order of Max, Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, and Perez. Um, and during the whole time, the commentators are talking about how Sonoda must have stopped on purpose. Tori, AlphaTauri did it on purpose just because Max was getting up there in tires. Really, he didn't get any advantage. He was around the time where he would need new tires, but pitting at that time really put him off of what would have been a really good pace. He was uh, Lewis was catching him, but I think Max was more saving his tires than trying to be the fastest one out on the track at that time. He was driving really good, so I don't think there was any kind of collusion. Wouldn't make any sense. But the commentators, they just praise Mercedes all the time. They can never do anything wrong. It's kind of disappointing and sad, but it, I mean, I wonder who loves Mercedes more, the commentators or the FIA. It's tough to tell. Um, let's see here. Uh, all right, not sure what that note means. Sonoda ignoring the Russell Perez battle under virtual safety car. I'm not sure what that meant. Um, let's see here. So, um, Vettel came coming out of the pits, and ended up in front of Hamilton. Vettel ended up getting a penalty, um, but it was weird. He didn't really have anywhere to pull off or stop or let them go by. I mean, obviously he could stop or pull off, but there was no safe place for him to really get out of the way of the battle. I'm not really sure why he got penalized. It's kind of ridiculous. Um, as soon as there was a safe opportunity, he got right out of the way. So that was kind of sad that he got penalized for nothing. It's pretty garbage. Lap 55, Bottas out again, mechanical issues, and really sucks for my team because I had Bottas and put a lot of praise in him. Um, let's see, lap 55, Sainz also passes Ocon during a yellow flag. This was such a weird situation. They're coming around where Bottas's car was parked. Sainz passed Ocon and then slowed down and then passed him again, all under the yellow flag. I don't believe there was a penalty for that at that time. But lap 57, because Bottas's car is on the track, um, we do have a safety car. Max goes into the pits to get soft tires. Hamilton takes the lead. Um, and Leclerc also pits, gets soft tires, and Perez went on mediums at that time. Going to lap 58, um, let's see, Hamilton pits. For some reason, he goes on mediums. Russell also pits. He demands softs, so he gets his softs. And then Sainz also pits and had a bad release. Sainz says he was trying to avoid hitting a McLaren um, pit person, which it did look like. He cut off Alonso. Um, it kind of makes sense because they released him and he pulled out and hesitated and then went out again. Um, I think someone was in the way, but you know the FIA didn't. They ended up giving him a 5-second penalty, which we'll get to when we talk about how the race ended. All right, lap 61, safety car ends, um, and Hamilton is in the lead at this point. But with the safety car ending, Hamilton on medium tires, Max Verstappen right behind him on softs. Max had perfect timing, half a car length behind Hamilton as they passed the finish line or the start line, and Verstappen takes the lead, um, just showing how great his timing is, and he's just such a good driver, better than Hamilton at least at this point. Yeah, in the lead right even before they get to the turn. Sainz passes Perez around the same time, lap 64. Russell passes Hamilton. Hamilton tried to put up a fight. Hamilton on the radio cursing at his team, not happy that he's on mediums and everyone else is on softs. And you can see in the results, yeah, he had a reason to be not happy. He was in the lead lap 61 and ended up in fourth place. Lap 66, Leclerc gets past Hamilton. Um, he again is also on the softs. Lap 70, Sainz again driving kind of erratically here. He had a weird race. Um, kind of running Perez off the track. It was just weird. Made me question what Sainz was doing out there. So at the end of the race, it was Max, Russell, Leclerc, Hamilton, Perez, and then Sainz was behind Perez, followed by Alonso, Norris, Ocon, and Stroll. Again, Sainz with the 5-second penalty for the bad release in the pit lane, ended up in eighth. So Max again, your winner. George Russell second, Leclerc third, Hamilton fourth, Perez fifth, Alonso sixth, Norris seventh, Sainz eighth, Ocon ninth, and Stroll 10th. All right, my predictions versus what really happened. I said for Verstappen would win, and he did. Again, I didn't make a, a video for a preview, but I did post my predictions before the race started on Twitter. Go follow us on Twitter at We Missed the Exit. I said Leclerc would get second. He ended up in the top 10. Again, Russell, second place. Perez, I said, will get third. He ended up in the top 10. Sainz, I said, will get fourth. He ended up in the top 10. Hamilton, I said, will get fifth. He ended up top 10. Norris, I said, will get sixth. He ended up top 10. I said Gasly will get seventh. He was not in the top 10. Ocon, I said, will get eighth. He ended up in the top 10. Um, I said Bottas will get ninth. He did not finish the race. I said Schumacher, who had a pretty good qualifying, qualified eighth. He looked good out there. Did not look good out there. He had a great qualifying. He had a horrible race, but I said he get 10th, and that ended up being Stroll, so that was wrong. And my driver of the day, it was your race winner, Max Verstappen. He had a great race. There were points where people thought Mercedes was going to win the race, but I don't think they really have a chance. Max is just driving like a man possessed right now. He's been great and deserved the win. He did a great job, kept his cool. You can see him maturing over, especially since last year. He's matured quite a bit and acting like a champion. So good for him. He deserved the win, and the way he drove today, I think he deserved driver of the day. So the standings, we have Max Verstappen in first, keeps his lead with 310. Leclerc and Perez are now tied with 201. Leclerc technically in second right now, Perez in third. Russell's in fourth with 188. Sainz is in fifth with 175. Hamilton in sixth with 158. Norris in seventh with 82. Ocon in eighth with 66. Alonso in ninth with 59. Bottas in 10th with 46. He hasn't gotten points in a while. We'll see what happens there. Magnussen in 11th with 22, Vettel in 12th with 20, Ricciardo in 13th with 19, Gasly in 14th with 18, Schumacher in 15th with 12, Sonoda in 16th with 11, Zhou in 17th with 5, Stroll in 18th with 5, Albon in 19th with 4, and Latifi in 21st. He still has no points. Um, Only a few races left. I think it's 7. But I didn't write that down. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully, Bottas gets a few more points. Um, I think Alonso will finish over him. Be interesting to see if Alonso finishes over Ocon. Again, Alonso's been driving amazing lately, so I think he will. Great battle for second place. I don't think anyone's going to catch Max at this point. For the Drivers' Championships, anything could happen, obviously, but it'll be probably pretty tough to catch him. They're kind of fighting for second now, Leclerc and Perez. I'm going for Leclerc, but we'll see what happens. And of course, you can't cut Russell or Sainz out for that second place. They are not far behind. Neither is Hamilton technically, but I think he's going to need a lot of help to get that second place finish. It'll be interesting to see if Magnussen's able to um, hold on to 11th place. Vettel's right behind him. He's been scoring um, points more quicker than Magnussen. Again, Vettel did miss the first race, so he's already out one race. Ricardo, is he gonna go below Gasly? Is he gonna lose to Schumacher? There's a chance at this point. Schumacher has shown signs of being a good driver, and it'll be interesting to see if he gets a seat next year. I think he deserves one. There's talks of Giovinazzi coming back to Haas. Um, that's weird. Uh, I'd rather have Schumacher, but hey, that's me. Not my money. Constructors Championships. Red Bull is in first with 511. I don't think anyone's going to catch them. So Ferrari, Mercedes, I think they're going to be battling out here for second. Again, I'm hoping Ferrari ends up in second, but we'll see. The FIA has definitely helped Mercedes have a much better chance of being in the championships here as we approach the end. So again, Ferrari in second with 376, Mercedes in third with 346. Alpine is in fourth with 125, McLaren in fifth with 101. Good battle for fourth there. Alfa Romeo is in sixth with 51. Haas is seventh with 34. Could they catch him? Maybe. AlphaTauri in eighth with 29. They're kind of in the hunt. Aston Martin in ninth with 25. Also in the hunt. And Williams in 10th with 4 points. So, like I said at the beginning, Monza is the next race, the Italian Grand Prix. It's going to be this Sunday. I am gone tomorrow and won't be able to do a preview, I don't think. Maybe we'll try to do one right before the race starts, but I probably won't. We'll see what happens. I've done them as the race is already going, and we'll see how things go on Sunday. Um, so we're talking right now about the Curse of Monza. Leclerc won the race in 2019 and crashed in 2020. Gasly won the race in 2020 and crashed in 2021. And as we all remember, Ricardo won last year. What's going to happen to him in 2020? Will he crash? I hope not. Um, but he hasn't been driving great. Anything's possible. And of course, last year who could forget the infamous Hamilton and Verstappen crash? Um, Last time that we were here in Monza, Hamilton caused 2 crashes with Verstappen. And will he do it again? Probably. We'll do a poll before the race starts. I'll at least be able to do that. Uh, Find us on Twitter at We Miss the Exit. We don't talk just F1. We talk sports. All sports, baseball, football. Try to do some comedy as well. make you laugh a little bit. And you can find us streaming on Twitch, not just during these, but we try to do some games and stuff too. So again, on Twitter, find us, We Miss the Exit, and streaming on Twitch, We Miss the Exit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with your friends. All two of you.